Hey everyone, it is Char from Char's Fascination here on this very cold, blistery, snowy day, bringing you, yes, a skirt. Now, as you know, if you've watched my recent videos, I've been asking viewers that I speak with a lot um, what they would like to see me sew next. So, Vivmom was the next one in. These are pocket parts. So we are sewing a skirt out of this really nice brick red, khaki, and navy blue. It's got that blue in there, so that counts. Um, Fabric in which I wanted to turn this particular fabric into a skirt in the first place. So there you go. It was the right time for that. Now, this looks like it's going to be a short skirt on me, but trust me, it's not. Because as always, I do add waist banding into my skirts. And once that waist banding is on there, this will actually hang just below my knee. Yeah, so that's going to be perfect. Both sides of this fabric is the same, so I don't have to worry about that. I did run an iron over this, so I'm fine with that. This is pre-washed, as always, because I pre-wash my fabrics. And you know, it's actually very rare to get a pre-washed fabric, but depends on where you go. So I have one pocket pinned on, then I'm going to pin on the other one. I know you're like, well, why don't you wait until you do the waistbanding? Because then I have to try to pull that all the way up here to get it like super even. But then I'm not too sure if that's going to go well with where we're sewing in the pocket, because it makes it a little like this part is slanted out. And I'm not too sure that that'll work. So we're going to do it this way. Today we're going to have the pockets going on the inside. Unlike the other skirt that I sewed, that cute one with that flower print and has a zipper in the back. This one, I'm not too sure if I'll inlay a zipper, but we will see. It depends. Depends on if this fits after I sew the parts together. And then that will actually determine, I mean, I can pin the pockets higher up and adjust them straight for that waistbanding, which I might. But yeah, let's get this sew on the road. Like I said, this is an adorable fabric. And now that we're over here at the machine, what I'm going to do with this real quick today, and this will be a lot easier than the rest of my sews, because I'm so getting used to putting things together again. And what I do sometimes is I slowly put my needle down in the fabric so that I know when I go forward and then lock that stitch in place, that my thread is going to stay right there, because sometimes I tell you, these threads, they get really naughty and try to leave. So let me get these pockets sewn on. Oh, this part. Being able to just sew on a pocket, and it's so satisfying. I know I have so many sewing puns because it's so satisfying. It's funny. Got a bajillion and one more of those. So let me get these pockets on all four sides. We will come back, sew this together on the sides, try it on before I put in the waistbanding. But real quick before I go to the other side of sewing things on with the other panel piece, one thing I like to do to tack a pocket down in place is, oh, see, that was my technique right there for holding things and, you know, take the needle down. But one thing I like to do for tacking a pocket down securely, if you're going to do a garment like this, is like stray cat hair. But make sure you got your foot down on it. Put your foot down. And I have it on straight stitch. Remember, if you're a beginner, don't sew as quick as I am. I'm just used to sewing. Some people out there, you might catch your finger weirdly, like, how do you get your finger underneath there? I'm trying to figure that out. I've never had that problem. Okay, bring that up. And then I want to show you this real quick before I actually get on to doing the other parts. So I want to show you guys, like you've seen me do this with some other things, how clean, precise, and like here's that part, how flat this pocket is going to lay and stay in place better. And then even when you put the waistbanding in, it's going to make that stay a lot better. I was getting the extra off there. A lot better than you would if you didn't put that stitching just like right there. Now, I don't mind that the straight stitch is showing. It's going to show a little anyway, even if I had done the other stitch to hold this down, which was my serger stitch. Now, I do basically use the serger stitch, and then I will take it back and use a straight stitch. Only on some garments, but that is not a bad technique to use. And yes, this is black, but we are in the home stretch of the skirt. I have the waistbanding on it now. I did try it on. I did sew the sides. So I have the pockets pinned down to the front. And so we are going to start with that. And we'll get the back side of the waistbanding on. And of course, you know, hem up around the bottom. And what's good about this is because another friend of mine that loves to watch me sew and create had requested a pair of pants, you know, to see me sew a pair of pants. And so out of this very fabric, right, which is cool looking, kind of a brick red with the, again, navy blue and that khaki color. This is just great fabric. And, you know, I'm kind of just happy to use up some fabrics that I know I've had, you know, around for a while, to make absolutely sure that one end is not in the way of the other, because we don't want to make that boo-boo. Absolutely not. So make sure that you have the other side of the skirt itself. Hold on one moment, please. Okay, now that I have that all corrected, and I do have the foot down, it may not look like it, but it actually is. Now, I did correct something on one of the the parts for the pocket and gave it all the, because I had forgot on one side to put it on straight stitch. So I went back over it with the serger stitch, and it's actually a lot cuter. So remember, if you are a beginner sewer, do not sew as quick as I do. Excuse me. Because I have been sewing for years. I used to be a custom clothing designer. I'm used to running a machine a specific way. Now remember, when you go to put on the waistbanding, you want to make sure that the top of that waistbanding is tucked inward so you don't accidentally sew it together. You guys have seen me do this before in other videos. So let me finish getting both sides of those done and the bottom hem, and we will call this one done. Be right back. But real quick, before I put on the other half of the waistbanding, look at how nice that is together. Again, always make sure that you tuck this part like this, because it's your waistband. You always want to tuck it inward and then flat stitch that down with your serger stitch, because it makes everything a lot easier, especially if you're working with like 2 pieces of separate waistbanding fabric that you can bring up at the sides towards the ending point and then sew those together, because that's what I do with a lot of my stuff if I don't have just that one long continuous piece. Yes, I do know that I can sew those together, but I prefer to do it this way because you can properly cut that and stitch it. Absolutely. Did I iron this? Yes, I did. Yes, indeed I did. I just folded it, and that's why that crease is still there. So let me get the other waistband on here and get that bottom part done, and we will have an awesome skirt. When sewing, to every once in a while take some time to clean your sewing machine. It doesn't matter what you're doing, clean it every once in a while. I just cleaned out this part, because that was what was in there, is little bits of stuff, and this is what comes out. Ew. Ew. Now remember, always clean your machine when you go to do this. I've done this before, is to put it in this side going there, because you want to make sure that sits correct. If it doesn't sit correct, it's not going to work. Mine does not want to sit correct, so I have to correct this. Now that I correctly got that in there, take your plate with its measurements going this way, drop that on there. Yes, I took off the presser foot. Put the little screws back in. Look, I don't mind getting my hands a little dirty to clean my machine. I just don't mind that. I prefer to clean my own rather than send it out to be fixed, which would cost too much money. Why do that when you can save some money, honey? Anyway, this screw's being a little screwy, so let me finish getting this put back together, get it rethreaded, yay, and we'll finish this up. Ta-da! Right? Oh my gosh. Let me get some of these loose threads off there. Anyway, I got both sides of the waistbanding together. Get some of this extra thread off here too, because I dread those loose threads. Anyway, not really. So again, the waistbanding. Yes. Pockets. I love pockets. I did the bottom. It's all done. You know what's left to do? Is to show you how well this fits. Now, normally I wouldn't have a skirt that goes to there, but I'm going to tell you, this extremely comfortable. I'm pulling loose thread off of it. The pockets. Now today's sewing pick is by Vivmom, part of who is helping with the Sew Away the Blues challenge, which is hashtag Joy Viv Sew Blues. Remember, Sew Blues. And this, like I said, it has this really beautiful navy blue in there. Hope you can see that. That is not black, that is navy blue. And it's comfortable. It's like super comfy. It fits good. I get my bloated days. That's why I left the waistbanding the way it is. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to do the next one. And I still have plenty of this fabric left after my friend Izzy from Izzy B Creations requested to see me sew a pair of pants. So I have more of this fabric after she requested that. I did cut it out and it's going to be super cool. And this is super lightweight fabric and it's super fun. Look at that. Isn't that a serious pocket? And the hemline laid so well with that. And that's what I mean by I changed up what was on the pocket for the hem. So again, this has been, this goes on until Sunday, and I gotta tell you what, I can have a lot of fun. I still have more Fabric Mart fabrics coming because that's fun. And then I have 2 dresses and another skirt to sew. Yes, I'm trying to think. 2 dresses and another skirt. So that'll be fun. And then don't forget I have that Walmart fabric that I'm going to use anyway just because. And I still have that silk over here, which I might do a nice gown out of it. Just nice evening gown type look. Even though I don't have anywhere to wear one. If I ever do, I will have that. So anyway, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. And I don't know if you just noticed, that whole thing just shifted. Spoopy happened in the excitement of nah. And I will so see you for the next one.